What up guys, it's Kevin here. Today I'll be sharing you my ICL surgery procedure, pre and post operation experiences. If you guys are interested in doing ICL surgery where you implant contact lenses into your eyes for clearer vision, you can hear from my experiences and maybe it'll give you a bit of an idea of what to look forward to. For me, I recently did the surgery about like a few weeks ago and I actually made a video about it. My eyes can see so much better now, clearly without glasses. Make sure to check that out. Before doing ICL, you must kind of like survey about which doctor you want and of course which place and also the cost. Once you narrow it down, you must do something called an eye assessment, and this will probably be about 6 to 8 weeks before the surgery. Took about almost 7 different types of eye scans whereby I had to sit on those eye machines and they measured different aspects of my eye, such as the eyeball shape, the lens thickness, the pressure of my eyes, and all kinds of measurements they need before they can actually create the lens. So this took about almost 3 hours, and in my clinic it cost about 100 ringgit. So once the assessment clears that you're eligible for ICL, you have no kind of underlying conditions or you're just really suitable for ICL, you can go ahead and order the lens, which will take maybe about 4 weeks plus if you have no high astigmatism. For me, I have really high index of astigmatism, and in this case, toric lenses. Therefore, it took about 6 to 8 weeks to arrive. Yeah, a really long wait. Moving on to the surgery, really exciting. So you set up a date with the clinic on about which day you want after your lens have arrived. And I had to arrive about 2 hours before the surgery time because all the nurses need to dilate your eyes to make sure your eyes are kind of in good shape, and also take again more pre-surgery eye scans one more time. After that, I had to wait in like the waiting room before entering the operating theatre, half an hour to 1 hour before my turn, and I was told to wear a jacket and like even long pants because the operating theatre is really cold, to keep it really clean. As I entered the OT, wow, it was so cold. I was so glad I wore the jacket. There were about maybe 3 nurses and of course the main eye surgeon who will be handling my surgery. And as I lay down, the nurses actually put a piece of a surgical cloth over my eyes, but they cut a hole right at the eye area. So literally imagine a surgical cloth but an eye hole to expose the eyes. And what they did was they actually took a clamp to like clamp my eyes open because my eyes had to stay open for the whole surgery. It was so, uncomfortable, your eyes being forced open. Never mind about that. After that, the nurses continuously dropped and poured so much numbing eye drops over my eyes. It's like my eyes were drowning in tears of eye drops and it was so blurry. And after that, there was a bright light right above me, almost like your study lamp. Imagine staring at your study lamp for like 10 minutes. It was so blinding. Looking at the bright light was the worst thing about the whole surgery. It was so pain. It's like staring at the sun. But I had to keep my eyes open and look at it. And throughout the whole time, I was so glad about the numbing eye drops because I couldn't feel anything. I could see though, the eye surgeon making like incisions with the scalpel on my eyes. And he kind of like slot the lens in, but again, I couldn't feel anything. I could just see him like doing movements, fidgeting it around to slot the contact lens into my eyes. He had to do that for both eyes. Total length, 40 minutes. Really fast, about 20 minutes-ish per eye. And honestly, it felt like the longest 40 minutes of my life because it was so uncomfortable and pain, staring at the bright light, forcing my eyes to open. My eyes just kept moving left and right. The doctor was so mad because he told me, keep your eyes focused, don't move, keep it open. Yeah, that was a real struggle. So immediately after the eye surgery, I was brought out back into the waiting room to rest to see any kind of reaction will happen. And this is what I looked like. Honestly, I was just so done, like exhausted because my eyes had just gone through a huge ordeal. I can't do this again. I lay there for about 30 minutes and the nurse okay to go down for a final eye checkup before I could leave. The eye surgeon who did my surgery kind of scanned my eyes again with another eye appliance, and he said that it was all good. The eye lens was exactly in shape and exactly where it needed to be, and I could go home. Now, I mentioned before in a previous video that I had to wear sunglasses for like the first few days because it was just so pain to look at the sun. It burns my eyes. Imagine your eyes just went through a surgery, right? You understand the pain and trauma it went through, so you definitely need to wear sunglasses for quite a while. And coming back, my eyes were still so blurred. I'll tell you up front, the first few hours after ICL, you can't see much. It's totally blurred because the eye drops have not worn off, and you kind of have to sleep through one night before it actually clears. So for the sleeping time, the doctor gave me eye shields. Yeah, this is like really funny how insects look like with their many eyes. So you put it on like this and you have to tape it so that your eyes don't get damaged when you sleep or roll over. Honestly, I tried doing it. It was so weird and kind of hard because the tape, I didn't measure it right. I had to do it a few times with different combinations. Like I would crisscross at one night and the other time I would do like star shape or cross shape. So I'm encouraged to wear this for like every night for 1 week. Honestly, I just did it for like 4 nights because I got so lazy and my eyes are actually doing quite fine. So yeah, eye shields night for 1 week. Aside from that, the doctor also gave 2 eye drop solution to help my eyes post-surgery. This is Karud, almost like a antibacterial solution for the post-surgery. And this one is port. I think it's like meant for anti-swelling again for your eyes that just came out of a surgery. This one I had to use every 2 hours for the first few days. And after the first checkup, which was 2 days after surgery, the doctor told me to only use it 3 times a day. So yeah, because I kept forgetting, to be honest, to use my eye drops. But yeah, they're totally finished right now. Oh yes, I almost forgot. When I first came home after the surgery, like immediately after, my eyes were hurting so much, guys. It's like as if I was gonna have a migraine or my eye area connected to my brain. Felt so much of a tension, pressure, like as if it was going to explode. So it might happen to you or maybe not, but for me, I had to take like a Panadol to kind of soothe the headache. It literally felt like my eyes were just like humming and vibrating, and it just couldn't handle the fact that there's something inside it. The pressure was building up and I just felt so uncomfortable the first night. Yeah, Panadol to help me go through it. Theoretically, it's supposed to take about like a week to recover. So if you are working, maybe the doctor is going to give you about a 1 week medical leave or medical certificate. Too much for your eyes to stare at the screens the whole day immediately after work. So you could request for 1 week. And for me, luckily it tied in for the Christmas year-end break. So I applied for a leave anyway. That's how I recovered. I would say that the recovery period is actually really fast. Like even after the next few days post-surgery, my eyes could see quite clearly. And I didn't have to like, suffer or go through any stinging pain or like any kind of sensation. It was pretty much fine and seamless, right? Even after a few days. Nevertheless, there are some health guidance that you must take into factor. I have a paper here for post-operation instructions. So the first thing you must do is not bend forward for like a week or so, because when you bend forward, like to wash your face or just look down, you might cause eye pressure to build in the eyes, which you don't want after surgery. So no bending forward. Don't rub your eye. I think that's quite common sense. Avoid dusty and dirty areas, because if the dust falls in your eyes, it's going to trigger quite a bad reaction. As well as avoid cooking or oily places. So this is a tricky thing, like you can't cook at all. Get someone to cook for you or like take away, I think. In this list, the one that stands out to me the most is no physical activity for like a few weeks. And that's hard because I am someone who likes to go for walks or like go to the gym, and you're not supposed to do anything strenuous at all, because again, exercising will build up internal pressure and affect the eye areas which you are trying to stabilize after the surgery. No exercising, no contact sports, no swimming. This is a good time to have a rest week, cheat week. When I shower, I try to like close my eyes and don't let water flow into it. So it's kind of like I'm showering like this and the shower head is here. So I'm like showering like this. It's quite tricky actually, but once you go back for the checkup, the doctor might tell you, oh yeah, you can actually let your eyes get in contact with water, just not dirty water for the time being. So yeah, that's what I would say are just like pretty simple, straightforward post-operation care instructions. They are really easy to follow, except that if you're trying to do like your normal life, which involves heavy work or cooking, it can be quite tricky and hard to abstain. I'm so glad I don't have to wear glasses anymore. It's like how Spider-Man Peter Parker, when he got bitten by the spider, he can't see anymore with the glasses. He puts it away. So that's me right now. Try to do it younger so that you can experience it even longer. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video kind of enlightens you and gives you some idea on what to expect for the whole ICL surgery. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!